since my last monthly update video. What's been happening is November 20th was 11 years since I first started HRT. And yeah, it's been that long. Except for, since when I first started HRT and transitioning physically. Even though there was a few years, about March 2014 till October 11th of 2016, where I was on and off the hormones for that time for financial reasons. But since, even though that happened, it's been 11 years. And it was one of those days because first, it was 11 years since I started my physical transition. 2, it was Transgender Day of Remembrance, so both put together as and it was a good day and an emotional day, kind of like all in one. And just, everything that was just coming to mind is how far I've come in my transition and where I'm at now. So, it's been that long. Other than that, since my last monthly update, what actually has been happening, well, I've seen a physical therapist. There's just been stretches that was added to my routine that I have to do. And self-stimulation that's been added that I have to do more of. Pretty much different textures, like the rough side of a washcloth and like t-shirt material with hot and cold water. It's like you get the sensation of hot and cold with those two textures. And a rough and a smooth side of something like a bobby pin down there, which I decided one of the toys I have, because it has smooth and pokey bits on it, to do that instead of a bobby pin. So with the nerves, because it's to help with the nerves down there, to train the body that's okay to be touched and to desensitize, not like get rid of the sensation, but make it so it's in a normal range. So other than that, all of the stretches I've been doing and have been helping, except I keep finding like some spots still tight where it shouldn't be tight. It's like earlier I was doing one with stretches, the cat camel. It's like right before I started, when I got in the right position. The way everything is, it just triggered an orgasm. It sucked, but nothing I can really do when that happens randomly. So I just have to keep doing these stretches and everything. So yeah. And what I've noticed before surgery and now, a lot of the issues has been resolved. Pretty much the urinary issues I was having is pretty much almost 100% resolved, but not 100%. Just have, yeah, moments here and there if I have an issue. Let's see here. The healing from surgery is still going really good. Let's see here. The major issue I'm having is the nerves stinging. Pretty much from, I think it's called the periodontal nerve, which is that nerve runs from the bottom of the spine, and it goes from the bottom of the spine to the genitalia area, pretty much through the perineum, then through the rest of the genitalia, up to where the clitoris is. And it's that nerve that keeps through the genitalia part. That's what's stinging. It's mostly where the clitoral hood is, in that area. When I'm doing the massages to break up scar tissue and whatnot, and where the scar lines are that are becoming better. There's spots where it triggers the nerve to sting. There's one spot on the right side that does that. Then on the left side, just still have more scar tissue, or like where the stitches were, the scar line is. There's one spot that I'm still having difficulties with getting it to lay flat and the color to fade. So that's going on because the nerve, because there's one part next to the urethra on each side that's still swollen, and it goes, the nerve goes from the upper part of the clitoris, the clitoral hood, and then it goes like on the right side to where that swollen spot is on the next to the urethra. Then it goes down into the vaginal canal, and there's two spots next to the perineum that are still like a little lump, like of scar tissue, where sometimes it stings. So that's where the stinging's mostly been happening. But on the left side, the labia majora, the outer labia, that lump I had that filled up, that with blood that drained, that pocket is pretty much healed, but there's still a flat lump right there. I'm having issues with getting to go away. Other than that, haven't had much other issues with the healing. and noticing the when dilating this last week or two, I've increased my depth a lot. Because before surgery, I was like wondering what it'd be like. Then compared to now, it's like after surgery, then now, it feels differently. Because doing like a pseudo way before surgery, I was like, if it feels like this before, what is it going to feel like after? But then after surgery, because I didn't have a lot of depth, it was kind of not much, like, because with the depth difference is how the feelings and sensations I'm able to feel now. With less depth, it didn't really have much, but since I've increased the depth, I've been noticing I have more feelings and sensations. And I'm thinking part of the issue of the nerve is because how quickly I increased depth. So, when dilating, I've noticed the whole right side of the vaginal canal. Even when I like turn the dilator towards the nerve where I need to press against when I need to, it's like the whole right side has a lot of feeling and sensation, and the left side has been starting to get more, which is so weird because I was told all I should feel is pressure, but I'm actually starting to have actual feeling. So yeah, I'm thinking that's part of the nerve issue, was how quickly I increased in depth. So yeah, so how it feels now, it's with more depth, it's more pleasurable, like sex wise, I can say, compared to less depth. So yeah, and healing is just going day by day. Other than that, I have experienced some physical changes because of the hormone difference. Well, I recently seen the doctor the one that prescribes my hormones and everything, and had my 3-month, had a 3-month post-op check and the hormone levels checked. I'm just waiting to get the results back from my hormone levels, see where things at. And when she did the exam, having to have another speculum stuck up there. It was like fine and everything. It's just, she was checking everything, and she was saying, well, because all the other doctors and like the surgeon is saying, because I have a narrow pelvis, I might not be able to get much depth when dilating. But she was saying, that last check, she checked everything, that I have lots of room for dilating. So I've made it to the 4th dot on the orange dilator, and I'm having difficulties getting it to the 5th dot, mostly because before, like right after surgery, like the vaginal entrance and everything was tight, and you have to pretty much circumference before depth. And since I got to the orange dilator and I got that circumference where it's comfortable and not having issues with the circumference, it's just mostly the first half of the vaginal canal towards like the entrance, that half, everything's a little more loose. I'm just trying to get my body to react better and loosen up. But it's the back half of the vaginal canal. It's where I'm having the issue with it being tight because I haven't dilated that spot long enough. So it's having difficulties with the tightness back there. But it's getting slowly better. I'm hoping I can get at least that other half an inch. Because where I'm at now, I'm at 5 inches of depth, which it's the normal average for the 5 inches. But I'm trying to get at least half an inch more if I can. But I'm not sure if I'll be able to. Just have to see. So, yeah. And because the hormone difference, now I've had some physical changes. A little bit more in my butt and my breasts. Just like, but because some of the issues I've had in the past, I'm still having now. Like whenever my breasts would go up in size or fill in, because I have shallow breasts, is the issue I always had. Or not a whole lot on top, even though I have more on top than I did before, where it's pretty much added and spread out, but it's more flatter going this way on the tissue, more like shallower every time my breasts go up in size. I have difficulties finding bras that fit right. So right now I'm currently at that weird stage where some, like my size, I'm a 32 triple D/F American sizing, and because I have shallow breasts, some bras fit, some bras are starting to become too small, but yet I can't wear a cup size bigger yet. So that's my issue. And the brand I'm wearing, they don't make a cup size bigger on my band size. So trying to find bras that are in G cup that fit my size and shape, if they do end up becoming a size bigger, is where my issue is. So yeah. And last I was weighed at my last appointment. As I was saying, last I was weighed at my appointment, I weighed more. I was saying I weighed 127 pounds, but that was with clothing and shoes on. My shoes usually are 2 pounds together. So when I weighed myself personally here, it was 125. So I've gained weight, and my weight's distributed differently. So that it's, yeah, my butt's increased, my breasts, and the tummy waist area. The only thing I wish is, well, since gaining weight, I feel a lot better, which before, when I lost all that weight compared to now, because usually when I lose weight I don't feel as good, but with weighing more I feel a lot better than what I did before. But the thing is, I wish the weight wouldn't like go to the stomach area. I'm okay with like how everything's filled in. It's like, as long as it's not sticking out, I'm fine with it. It's like being more filled in and fuller. It feels better. But like the tummy area sticking out, I wouldn't feel good that way. But if you know what I mean, like being filled in the normal range, feels better. But I wish a lot of it would just go to my breasts and butt, but mostly my breasts and my just wish they would hurry up and just finish and get done already. I'm just waiting for that. So yeah, with the hormone changes, just the bust, hoping that it finishes soon. And last I measured my hips since gaining my butt, because it's my butt and a little bit in my hips. That's where I gained. I measured 35 inches, and when before hormones, it was 33 inches. Then after I've been on hormones for a while, I went to 33 inches, from 33 to 34, and since surgery, it went to 35. So my body's gaining where I've been having issues trying to gain, which I feel a lot better where it's gained. So yeah, other than that, I've noticed since things have been filling in, I haven't really been having issues with my dysphoria, especially since surgery. I haven't had issues with dysphoria with my genitalia, so that's, even though it's not 100%, my dysphoria is not 100% gone, it's to the point where I've just been really happy, even though at times my emotions do what they do. And it's just weird with some of the changes my body's going through hormone-wise. Especially the newest thing I've been noticing, I still have that normal female hormone cycle. It's just the days have switched on me, and I've noticed, depending on where I'm at in my hormone cycle, I've noticed down there, the genitalia, since the smell has actually come back. I noticed especially this morning, because of my hormone cycle, the smell is a little bit different. The best way I can describe it, even though how gross it may sound, it's normal for this to happen. The best way I can describe how it smells, you know what fish sticks smell like? Yeah. And before, like earlier in the month, the way it smelled was pretty much how it did pre-surgery on hormones long enough. So that's interesting how that's actually changing based on my hormone cycle since having surgery. It's like, it just makes me feel more normal. So yeah. Let's see here. The other thing is that comes to mind. My leg hair is the only part of my body where the hair is the leg hair. It's the only part that's been changing. It's growing a little bit slower and the hair is thinner. And there's been some spots where there's less hair. Now I'm not sure how much that will continue to happen, where the hair ends up decreasing, but where everything is at now, I don't think it 100% will go away, only to a point. So, and my underarm hair, the changes there, since all the hormone changes and everything. And from before, when I was on bicalutamide compared to now, because when I was on bicalutamide, pretty much stopped the hair from growing in my underarms. And now that I haven't been on it for about almost a year, the underarm hair has started, since surgery, has been coming in takes about a couple of weeks to like half a month to where I need to shave them again. So something like that. About half a month. Summer's along there. But the hair, there's like less hair than what there was before. I've been noticing since surgery have less underarm hair than what I did before. And it's a lot thinner. So, yeah. Other than that, I haven't had any other physical changes except for the weight gain and everything from that. So, other than that, I'm doing the best I can with everything. And it's just this last month has been a month with those nerves randomly doing what they've been doing, stinging. So that's what I've been dealing with. Plus all the bodily changes I've been dealing with. But the thing is, all in all, this is the happiest I've ever been in my life. And there's no amount of words to describe how happy I am since having surgery. And I noticed the other day, I was standing there and I was like, oh, that feels right. It's like the genital area, just having it female. When I was just standing there, it was like a big feeling I got, and I was like, this is right. Feels right. It doesn't feel wrong with the mind-body connection. And my body just, I'm not having that issue like I did before surgery. It's pretty much almost 100%. The dysphoria is almost 100% gone. I'm not sure the exact percentage, but almost gone. So yeah, it just standing there and noticing that. It's just a small minor detail like that, which is like, this is right. And it just made me just really happy and comfortable with myself, more than I've ever been in my life before surgery. So, it does get better. It just takes time. I know a lot of you out there who have issues and difficulties out there in all the different ways. You just have to stay strong. That's all I can really say is, like, stay strong to be the person you're meant to be. And it gets better. And you just, even if it's just these little small moments, you notice. Like the smallest out of all of the little moments you notice is a big achievement in my eyes. Even though it takes time, it gets better. So instead of focusing on the big picture all at once, which can be a good thing for a long-term goal, just when the small moments happen, it's worth cherishing with the small achievements. And with that said, just be happy and the best you can be. And if there's anything I've never mentioned in my videos, based on my experience with transition and surgery that's happened, that you may need to know or want to know, all you have to do is just ask. Just comment and ask, and I can answer the best I can. Because that's what my videos are here for, based on my experience, is to help educate on my experience with transition and surgery. So, until my next update video, please comment, rate, and subscribe. Until next time.